Hi, this is Diane with Bolan-Beaty Boogie. Wasn't sure what Marc was going to do this week. I was open to doing anything. I knew it was probably going to be something about the holidays, but I wasn't sure what. So I think it's a really interesting show. Marc talks about just general feelings that we all feel around the holidays and how we can use it as an opportunity to heal ourselves. And it doesn't mean you have to put a lot of effort into it. It's just the first step is just kind of being aware of how you feel and acknowledging that those are your feelings and thoughts and that they're important. And if they're not what you want to feel, then he offers some suggestions about how to go about changing it. So I hope you enjoy the show. Again, we do have a website, www.channelingmarc.com. There's a lot of information there from our past shows and our past blog post. So see you soon. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I'm already in. Yeah. Well, Diane was doing her meditation, but I popped in ahead of time. Well, no, she didn't get it done. But that's okay. She said I could come in. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Marc. You may know me as Marc Bolan from the band T-Rex, the British band T-Rex. Yep. Well, I had to throw that in. Right. Well, no. I mean, that was a while ago. But you can still listen to my music. Well, I'm always going to plug my band. Of course. Okay. Hello again. Okay, so yeah, I do have some spirit friends, interdimensional friends with me, and they will be, well, yeah, putting, what is it, your 2 cents to quid, whatever, yeah, and, okay, so on the show today, well, I told Diane right before she started her meditation, I gave her a little, well, sometimes sometimes we talk about about what we're going to do on the show, but she was really open this week to whatever. It was going to be something based on, since this time of year is the holidays, right, for most people, in some way, shape, or form, right? Whatever your belief system is, or even if you don't have a belief system, you can't escape that it's holiday, right? No matter where you go, right. Okay, so one of the, so my spirit friends and I looked at the energy surrounding, when it's holiday season. What were some of the maybe top energies or emotions that people on Earth feel during this time? Okay. Well, I don't know if it was surprising or not, but forgiveness. Okay, so forgiveness was not necessarily on the top of the list because a lot of people weren't ready to get to that point. But the emotions felt then, so let's look at it this way, okay? Okay, so the holidays, you might run into maybe family members, friends, co-workers, that maybe you're uncomfortable with, okay? Or it's a time when memories pop up, okay? You think about past holidays, you think about, oh gosh, about maybe future holidays, Well, no, I wasn't saying gosh, I was saying, somebody else was saying gosh, okay? And, and so it's not always a happy time for a lot of people, right? Right, because there's, like I said, there's a lot going on emotionally for a lot of people, okay? Now, okay, so you're asking what? Okay, so a sense of togetherness, a sense of, fondness, love, all those were top as well, okay? But resentment, okay? Resentment was also at the top of the list, okay? Or uncertainty, okay? Resentment / uncertainty, okay? Because a lot of people just don't know what to feel, right? They don't know what to feel this time of year. They want to be happy. They want to be loving. They want to be together with people around them, but it doesn't always work that way, right? Right. Okay, so let's look at this. It is kind of resentment in a form, but it's also part of that uncertainty. right? Because a lot of people just don't know what to feel. They're uncomfortable. Maybe they're going to be put in situations that they don't want to be put in because they do it because society says they should, right? Right. Okay. So there's an issue there, or not an issue necessarily, but there's a factor of allowing yourself, okay, and putting up boundaries for yourself. Okay, so these are all important things, and we wanted to talk about them this week. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to loosen up Diane's body a bit because, as I've said previously, sometimes she gets a little tense. Well, you know, sometimes, yeah, hold on, what? Yeah. Sometimes, even though she's excited to do the show, we were talking about this last night, sometimes she's like, oh, she wants to, what are you going to do? Is it, yeah. She wants to find out a little bit more ahead of time. And so, yeah, it makes her tense sometimes. So hold on. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's just look at this energy. Okay. Well, of course, they're asking me, did I feel this in the physical? Okay. And I'm not necessarily talking about being Marc. Okay. Everyone. Okay. Everyone. Okay. So this is, yeah, a permission for yourself. Okay. Now everyone has relationships. Everyone has feelings that are maybe heavier feelings in the sense of, well, yeah, uncertainty, or maybe resentment, uncertainty. Did I say that? But yeah, so we're, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, what? They're talking to me. Can you guys just wait a second till I get this out? Okay. So yeah, so allowing yourself, okay, giving yourself permission to maybe feel all of this, okay, without judgment. Okay, so without judgment is going to be uppermost at the list today. Okay, yeah, because this time of year it's very, very difficult for some people to withhold judgment upon themselves, right? And that's based a lot about society and what society feels you should be doing or what you should be feeling. Okay, so you might be put in a lot of situations this coming holiday that you'd rather not be in. Okay, so this is actually, okay, now if you're confused, okay, this is actually a good time to be unconfused, right? Because it's giving you a chance to look at your situations and your energy and to say, okay, well, you know, I do this every year. I go here to please people. I go here and do things to please other people, but am I pleasing myself? Okay, now we're not saying, okay, let's say, well, yeah, we're not saying, I'm getting there. We're not saying, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things to, you know, you have to do something because somebody went somewhere with you. Okay, that type of thing. That's not a big deal. Okay, that's not a big, let's say you have to go somewhere for a half hour or go to a place that you'd rather not be for half, you know, no, not necessarily. We're talking about more heavier, kind of, not molten, but maybe, I'm looking at like a monolith, okay, something like that, something that hasn't budged, okay, energy that hasn't moved for a long time, okay. Now, yeah, it could be, and we're going to look at that, okay, how long it could be there, okay. So we're talking more about that type of energy, and is it time for you to move it on? Okay, is it time for you to move it on? Okay, so let's look at some energy. Okay, you may not be familiar with looking at energy. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna do a little bit of that. Okay, so when you look at lighter energy, higher frequency energies like love, friendship, things like that. Okay, bliss, or that's important. Laughing. Okay. Laughing, high frequency. It's always good to laugh. Okay, because when you think about it, when you're laughing, you can't do much else, right? That kind of takes over, and that's a high frequency, and it's so high frequency that it's going to be hard to laugh. Well, no, it's going to be hard to laugh and maybe be mad at the same time. You could be, but in general, the high frequency of laughter is going to take over, and that's a good thing. So it's always good to laugh, right. Okay, so those are more higher frequencies that, you know, in general, it's more pleasant to be at, right? Right. And if you look at energy, like, yeah, it's going to be a lighter color. It's going to be, yeah, it's sparkle. I like sparkle. Yeah, it's going to sparkle a bit. Yeah, it could sparkle a lot. In general, as I said, lighter colors, okay? And it's just going to feel better, okay? So your heart chakra might be singing, yeah, your higher chakras might start swirling, 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 whirling, swirling. Yeah, yep, yep, that's it, okay, okay. Now let's look at some maybe lower frequency. And it's not, I'm not saying this is good or bad, right or wrong. No, 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 no. They're just different frequency levels, okay? And that's what the whole universe works out of, okay? Energy, we're all energy, everything's energy, okay? So it's just being practical in a way, and looking at energy as it is, right? There's nothing, yeah, no, there's nothing judgmental about this, okay? And just realizing where you're at with how you are in the current time, right? Okay, so let's look at maybe hate. Okay, yeah. So the frequency, what do you call it? Meter. Yeah, just went way down, right? Way down. Okay, resentment, way down. Okay, and you can feel it's heavier when you say it because there's connotations involved with the word, right? Even though the word itself, you know, it's just a word, but it's what it envisions in you when that comes up and when you feel it, okay? So you could feel it and maybe not even have a word for it, but you know the feeling, right? Right. Okay, so yeah, so the meter, yeah, the frequency meter is going to drop when those type, because that's what you associate with those words, okay? And so, yeah, just look at where you're at, okay? So let's say, and I'm not saying, well, hate is very strong. Hate is a very strong. Dislike or, I don't know, or something like that. We would hope that everyone would be more, yeah, along those lines. But let's just look at this energy, okay? Yeah, so, yeah, darker colors, right, heavier feeling, okay? It may be coming from your lower chakras, like your root chakra, right, your survival chakra. It deals a lot with physicality, okay? Things like that. So you're going to be feeling it more in those places, right? Because it's a heavier energy. It's going to recognize itself, okay? The higher frequency or the higher chakras aren't going to necessarily care about something like that, okay? So let's just see where you're at within yourself. So let's just give yourself a little, yeah. So take maybe 10 seconds, okay? And think about what you're going to do for the holidays, okay? Where you're going to be, let's say, on whatever, the big day for whatever holiday you celebrate or time, religious time, okay? So just think of yourself on that day and where you're going to be and who you're going to be with, okay? So just go ahead. And how you're going to feel. That's important. Where are you going to be and how are you going to feel being there, okay? Yep. Okay, you done? Did you think about it? Okay, so what did you get from yourself, okay? Were you happy? Were you excited? Were you not so excited, not so happy? Were you uncomfortable? Were you thinking this is all fake? Were you thinking I'd rather be somewhere else? Okay, so just be truthful. Just be truthful with yourself, and that's really important in this life, okay? Being truthful with yourself is not always easy, okay? It's not always easy to allow yourself to be truthful, but it's important, okay? It's important. If you want to, well, you know, it all depends. I say this a lot, don't I? Yep. It all depends on what you want to create for yourself. If you want to, it's all about you. Okay, it's all about you, no matter what anyone else says. Okay, and it's not selfish. No. It's not selfish to think about you. It's important to think about you, because unless you think about you, you can't think about anyone else to any degree. No. Because you could be scattered all over. Let's say you're a person, a person pleaser, or somebody who likes to please other people. You're going to put yourself second or third, and you're going to please everyone else around you. But is that, no, that's scattering your energy. Yeah. And everyone scatters their energy, but it depends on how often you do it, okay? Because energy builds up, Okay, if you think about it, energy builds up. So if you're always scattering your energy amongst those around you to please them, you're going to have less for yourself, and you're going to feel that physically as well. You're going to get drained. You're going to get maybe unhappy, and you're not going to know where that's coming from, right? You're going to say, why do I always feel like this? Why do I feel like I'm not really here? Why do I feel like I don't have any energy? Well, that's why. Well, it could be one of the reasons. But so it's important to look at yourself, to look and how you feel. Yeah, it's very, 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 very important, okay? And you can call your energy back if you find yourself in that type of situation a lot, okay? Okay, so let's say you thought, okay, well, it's okay, it's not a big deal. I do this every year. I see family because I'm supposed to see family, and I have some, I don't talk to some of my family members, or sometimes it's, so there could be a lot going on. It's probably going to be more than just one reaction or one emotional felt, right? Or one, well, if it's too much, then just zero in on one thing, one emotion or one thought or one feeling that you would like to focus on. Maybe the one that feels the most predominant to you, okay? And that could be joy. Right, joy. And you think about, okay, well, that's great, joy. You're really looking forward to seeing these people. You get together every year. They might not be family. They could be a mix of family and friends. They could be neighbors. They could be your pet friends. They could be, or you could join people you don't even know. Maybe you go to a meeting. Maybe you go to a community event, and there's people. Maybe you go to a concert. Maybe you go to a concert on that day and listen to music, or watch a ballet. All of these things are wonderful, okay? And then you think, well, that's great, but let's look at some that maybe aren't so pleasant, okay? Well, so we're because it's this time of year, we're going to look at the more forgiveness aspect of it, and maybe the resentment aspect of it. Okay, now resentment's one of those fun, it's a funny energy, because it's kind of, it's not, it's one that when I look at it, it's hard. It looks like a rock, okay? It looks like a rock, and it looks like, sometimes it takes a lot of time to break off pieces of this rock. Right. Resentment's one of those that likes to linger. Okay. It likes to linger in your space because it's comfortable there. Okay. So, it's your responsibility, if you don't want it there, to start breaking up that rock. Okay. Or however you might see it. Okay. Well, you don't know until you try, right? That's one of my big messages. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you look at it. Okay. So let's say, you have to go somewhere because you're supposed to, or somebody told you you're supposed to. You go to events, or you go and spend your day, or you resent the fact that you have nowhere to go. Okay, you resent the fact that you have nowhere to go and no one's invited you, right? And so, okay, well, that leads to the second, thing that I want to really discuss, okay? And that's forgiveness, okay? Okay, so let's say you resent the fact that maybe somebody is not speaking to you, or you don't have anywhere to go, and other people do, and that makes you very sad. And, well, that's understandable, right? That's understandable. But if you think about it too, no blame game. No blame game. No, there's no judgment here, okay? But this is going to give you a time to maybe say, okay, well, why do I keep going to places I don't want to be in? Do I do it out of obligation to others? And then you could admit that to yourself, and you could say, okay, well, it's not comfortable for me, but it means so much to others that I'm willing to do it, right? But that's giving yourself permission then. Okay, so the resentment factor should then go, what would we say? Bye. Diane would say bye-bye. Okay, Diane would say bye-bye, okay? Because you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm not really doing it for myself, I'm doing it for others, but that's giving yourself permission to do it. So any type of resentment or anything like that should go away, because you've said it's okay, right? So then you have to look at that, and then you have to release whatever, or it would it would be beneficial, I would think, to release whatever resentment you might have towards these other people who you feel are making you feel obliged to go, right? Otherwise, you could do something else. But you could say to yourself, well, no, I couldn't get away with that because I would make them too upset. But then you have to be realistic about, well, why would you being somewhere else make them so upset? If you would prefer to be somewhere else, why would that make them upset? Okay, so then maybe look at that relationship. Okay, maybe look at that relationship with this other person. Okay, and then, okay, forgiveness. Okay, let's look at a little bit at forgiveness. Okay, one more resentment. Okay, well, resentment is not a very nice word. It's not a very nice word. When I say it, it's not nice. Well, it can be very forceful. Okay, it can be very forceful in your space. And so it's important to look at it if you feel you have a lot in there, because, like I said, it does like to linger. It does like to hang around. It festers. It does, fester. It does fester. Okay, and usually, unless it's looked at, it only gets bigger. Right. So, let's say you are not maybe one of those people who likes to go out in crowds. Okay, maybe you don't like to be around people at all. Okay, maybe you don't. Okay, but you still resent the fact, or you still feel some resentment about the fact that that. Okay, but then maybe you feel that it's society or a group of people in general that are causing this. Whatever. So look at that. Okay, if you're resentful about why maybe you don't have anywhere to go on the holidays and share this time with others, maybe look at why. Okay, and maybe look. No. It's important to maybe step out of the resentment around you versus meaning. Hold on. Meaning that's coming from outside of yourself. Okay. There may be feelings outside of yourself that you feel are causing this resentment, but again, you are in control of yourself, right? You are in control of yourself. So, life becomes much easier when you take control of your emotions and what you are feeling. Okay. And when you let go of it coming from an outside source. Okay. It can only come from an outside source if you allow it. Right. Okay. And when you think about it, okay, exactly. That's it. They're saying, okay, they're saying I should say that again. Okay, so let's say you're resentful because society has done you what is it called? A wrongin' or something, a wrong one. Where did I get that? I don't know where I got that. Okay, I think it's out of a book. Okay, I think it was out of a book or a movie. Maybe it was a movie. Okay. So you're resentful and you're thinking the world is against you, and and you're going to be alone because you prefer it that way. Okay, but remember, okay, that's all coming from you. Okay, those are your emotions, those are your feelings. So if you want to project that onto a society, then that's your choice. But again, those are your emotions, those are your feelings. Now, okay, let's say society hasn't been nice to you. Okay, people have not been nice to you in general. Okay. So there's the forgiveness part of it. Okay, and so when you think about forgiveness, it's a higher, if you're looking at frequencies, it's a much higher, obviously, than resentment, right? Forgiveness. Okay, but when you forgive, are you doing it for other people or are you doing it for yourself? Okay, think about that. Okay, forgiveness is a chance to change other energies around. So let's say you were a person who resented life, resented the world, resented everyone around you, and then you thought, okay, well, where do I go from there? If I want to be what I feel is a positive, happy person and let go of some of this resentment in my life, in my energy space, how do I get there? How do I go from very resentful to very happy? Okay, it's a leap. Okay, that's going to be too much to go in one go. Okay, you're not going to be harboring a lot of resentment toward the world and yourself, maybe. Okay, and then be happy the next day. Okay, so you got to, as Diane says, sometimes give yourself a break. Okay, give yourself a break, and I say that too sometimes. so you're going to have to do it in stages, because the frequency difference in is too great. Okay, but if you want to start today. Okay, yep. Okay, so let's say you're in the energy space of resentment. Okay, and you're thinking, okay, well, I'm looking at it now, and this is why maybe I'm feeling this way about the world, about those around me. So I want to make a change. How do I go about it? Okay, well, you could look at individual people, you could look at the society as a whole, you could look at a planet, you could look at the government, you could look at the religion, you could look at whatever you want. Okay, but it's about you. Okay, it's about your reaction to these other entities, units, energies. Okay, so you might want to start one at a time. You might want to just do a general one. It's up to you. Okay, so let's say you have resentment towards a person or a religious community, whatever. Okay, your job. Okay, okay, but just remember, okay, it's not about them. It's about you. So how do you want to change that relationship with this, these groups or these people, whatever? Okay, and there's also yes, important. Your past. Okay, your past. You are in current time now. Okay, so a lot of this resentment energy you might be feeling could be from the past. It could be from something that happened to you in your past, in your childhood, at a job. And there's all degrees. Okay, there's pain, there's resentment. So all of these, it's well, if you think about it, okay, some people may be thinking, well, this is way too much. This is way too much for me to look at. But you can start slow. You can start slow. You can start with one incident. You can start with one person and just look at that and say, okay, well, yeah, I think I've been holding on to this for a long time because this happened to me. This person said this to me. And I don't know what to do about it, but I'm willing to look at it now and maybe forgive myself. Okay. And you can forgive the other person too. Of course, that's very important, because when you forgive somebody else, it's allowing you the freedom to let go of it. Okay. So that's important. So again, if you think about it, healing yourself, that's going to be the predominant motivation here. Okay. So you can let it go. Because when you look at, let's do that. They're saying, okay, so if I'm looking at somebody's energy, okay? No, I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's say, and if you get a reading of some sort, the reader could be looking at this as well. But if you look at, you're going to see this in people if you're a reader, if you can do it, so there's heavier energies, there's going to be lighter energies, but so you can see that. You can see the heavier frequencies of resentment, hate, struggle, and no, it's not that it's bad necessarily. No, but it's there, and everyone has some degree of it. Okay, everyone, because you've lived a life, right? You've lived a life with all these interactions, but that's why you came down here to live this life. And I say that often, don't I? But then, yes. So you've collected, okay? You've collected all this energy about yourself through every interaction you've ever had, right? And it's all there. Okay. So so it's time, maybe now, current time today, to just look at it, right? To look at why you're unhappy. And this is going to be a way to start. Okay? So do it. Well, they're saying, can you give I did give an example about how to do it, right? Right. The first thing is to just look at your feelings, okay? Look at how you are feeling about a certain situation or about a certain person or about yourself, which is the most important. Okay. So that would be the best place to start. Your feelings, your reactions to something around you and yourself, because how you are feeling about something around you reflects about how you feel yourself, right? So start there and see, okay, well, this is kind of bothering me. And again, the holidays are a good exercise, because you're going to be probably faced with some things you don't necessarily want to do, and go places you don't know, or agree with other people's beliefs about how this should be done or that should be done, right? So it's a very, 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 very good time to give yourself to play. Yeah, it's exercises. It really is exercises, to tell you the truth. It's healing exercises, and it's a great time to do it. So if you can feel that, if you can get to that space that says, yeah, this is great because this is giving me a time to really look at things that I want to get rid of now, okay? And it's all for you. Again, it's all for you. If you approach it from the fact that I'm doing it for others, it's not going to be as fulfilling. Yeah, because you've taken yourself out of the equation there, okay? Okay. Right. Okay. So are we going to wrap this up? Yeah, pretty soon. Pretty soon. Okay. What? Yeah. We did get a request for St. Nicholas. Okay. And yeah, let me look. Okay. The problem, not the problem, but that energy, that the St. Nicholas energy is very, and I've told Diane this, scattered. Okay. Very scattered. Okay, it's energy. It's old. It's old on Earth terms. It's old, and it has been. It has, yeah. So when you are in spirit, you're not necessarily going to keep the same energy. Well, you're not going to keep the same energy together that you used when you were one specific physical entity or being. Okay, no matter what that was, tree or a person or a cat or horse, whatever. Okay, you're not going to, in spirit, that's not going to be who you are. Okay, you're going to change your energy at that point because you've let go of the physical body. So that's it right there, right? That's part of it. So this specific energy has long scattered itself. Okay, and it's scattered itself into so many pieces that it would be generally hard to get it back together in order to communicate with it. Okay, and that's the choice of this particular energy. Okay, and plus there are there's a lot of fiction involved. Okay, the actual person who is supposed to be that, and then what's grown from there, right? So then that energy, if you say the name of Saint Nicholas, that energy is in there too. Yeah. Because well, it was a long time ago when this person. Yeah. So yeah, but it is a fascinating when you look at the energy of who and what made this character or this being, this person. It is pretty fascinating because they have dissipated to such a degree that, yeah, if you think about maybe some china, okay, like a Ming vase, okay, breaking from a mountain. Maybe somebody threw it out of a plane or something like that. If you can think of the little pieces it would make and scatter if it ever even made it down to the ground. That is very similar to what this energy is. So it's not impossible to talk to it, but it would take a little bit of effort, okay? Which we don't have today. I'm sorry. No. Okay, so I think that's all the time we have, right? I think that's all the time we have for today. Oh, okay, yeah, let's do just a really, do you want to do a light, no, okay, maybe next week I will do a light language session for everyone, okay? Thank you for joining me in the studio here, and thank you all for joining me via this communication system. And this is Marc Bolan signing off, and I will talk to you again soon.